Have you ever felt like no matter what you do, staying energized and feeling healthy seems like an impossible task? Maybe you've tried exhausting workouts, energy-boosting supplements, or even strict diets only to end up feeling drained or stuck in the same cycle. What if I told you there's a simpler way, a way to stay energized, maintain your health, and even delay the signs of aging without turning your life upside down? From mindful movement and smarter hydration to better sleep and healthier connections, these habits touch every aspect of your well-being, your mind, body, and even your emotional balance. The secret isn't in doing more, it's in doing the right things consistently. When you apply these habits regularly, you'll not only boost your daily energy, but also build a foundation for lifelong health, resilience, and even youthful vigor. So if you're ready to break free from feeling drained and start living with real, sustainable energy, let's dive into 11 habits that can revolutionize your life. Habit 1. Move more, even without breaking a sweat. Let's face it, when we hear the word active, most of us immediately think of intense gym sessions or long, grueling workouts. But staying active doesn't have to mean exhausting yourself. In fact, small, consistent movements throughout the day can have a profound impact on your energy, mood, and long-term health. The key isn't about sweating buckets or burning out. It's about keeping your body in motion in a way that feels natural and sustainable. Think about this. Your body was designed to move. When you sit for long periods, your blood circulation slows, your metabolism drops, and your energy plummets. On the other hand, even simple activities like walking while talking on the phone, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, or stretching during breaks can improve your circulation, deliver more oxygen to your cells, and keep your energy levels steady throughout the day. But movement isn't just about keeping your energy high, it's also about protecting your body from aging. Regular light activity helps maintain muscle mass, joint flexibility, and bone strength, all of which are crucial for staying youthful and resilient as you age. The more you move, the more you signal to your body that it needs to stay strong and adaptable. Think of every small movement as an investment in your future vitality. Now let's talk about the mental benefits. Movement, even if it's just a short walk, triggers the release of endorphins, your brain's natural feel-good chemicals. These not only boost your mood, but also reduce stress and anxiety, which are major drains on your energy. You don't have to run a marathon to feel this effect. Just getting up and moving for a few minutes every hour can clear your mind and lift your spirits. Thanks. Here's a practical tip. Make movement a seamless part of your routine. Walk while you listen to a podcast, stretch while waiting for your coffee to brew, or do light squats while brushing your teeth. It's not about setting aside hours of your day. It's about integrating small bursts of activity into the things you're already doing. Over time, these micro movements add up, and you'll start to notice that you feel more energized, more focused, and even lighter on your feet. Remember, you don't need to break a sweat to benefit from movement. It's the simple, everyday actions that keep your body functioning optimally. And as the Stoics would say, nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. By embracing natural, consistent movement, you'll create a steady flow of energy that not only powers you through the day, but also keeps you feeling young, strong, and capable. So don't underestimate the power of small movements. They're not just physical, they're a message to your body that you're alive, engaged, and ready for whatever life throws your way. Keep moving, keep growing, and let the energy flow naturally. Habit 2. Water. Your body's silent fuel for endless energy. If you're looking for an easy, yet incredibly powerful way to boost your energy, improve your health, and even slow down aging, water is your secret weapon. It's something so simple that many people overlook its importance. But staying properly hydrated is one of the best things you can do for your mind and body. Without enough water, even your most basic bodily functions like thinking, moving, and digesting become sluggish. The result? You feel tired, foggy, and drained before your day even really begins. Here's how water directly affects your energy. Every cell in your body relies on water to carry nutrients and remove waste. When you're dehydrated, even slightly, your cells struggle to function efficiently, which leads to a noticeable dip in energy. Think of your body as a machine without enough oil, in this case, water. The machine starts to wear down and operate less smoothly. Keeping yourself consistently hydrated means your body can run at full capacity, giving you that steady, natural energy you need to get through the day. But hydration isn't just about energy, it's also about preserving your youth. Water helps maintain the elasticity and plumpness of your skin, keeping wrinkles and fine lines at bay. When your body is well hydrated, it flushes out toxins more efficiently, reducing inflammation and oxidative stress. Two key factors in aging. Staying hydrated keeps your skin glowing, your joints lubricated, and your body functioning optimally. Stay healthy. Now you might be thinking, I drink water when I'm thirsty, that's enough, right? Not quite. By the time you feel thirsty, your body is already on its way to dehydration. The trick is to stay ahead of your thirst by making water intake a regular part of your day. Keep a water bottle with you wherever you go and sip throughout the day, rather than chugging large amounts all at once. This ensures your body gets a steady supply of hydration without overloading your system. If you find plain water boring, try adding natural flavor with slices of lemon, cucumber, or fresh mint. Herbal teas and naturally infused waters are also great options for keeping things interesting. Just avoid sugary drinks as they can lead to energy crashes and don't provide the same level of hydration that pure water does. Here's something many people don't realize. Staying hydrated helps your brain stay sharp. Your brain is over 70% water, and even mild dehydration can impair cognitive function, leading to brain fog, poor concentration, and slower reaction times. Drinking enough water keeps your mind clear, your focus sharp, and your productivity high. To make hydration a consistent habit, start with small, actionable steps. Drink a glass of water first thing in the morning to kickstart your metabolism and rehydrate after sleep. Keep a bottle of water at your desk, in your car, or wherever you spend most of your time, so it's always within reach. Set reminders if you tend to forget, and gradually drinking water will become second nature. Remember, water is your body's silent fuel. It works in the background, quietly keeping you energized, youthful, and resilient. By making hydration a priority, you're giving yourself one of the simplest, yet most effective tools for long-term vitality. It's easy, it's accessible, and it's something you can start doing right now. So the next time you're feeling sluggish or foggy, don't reach for another cup of coffee or an energy drink. Instead, take a moment, drink a glass of water, and let your body do what it does best. Revitalize itself from the inside out. It's simple, it's powerful, and over time, it will make a world of difference in how you feel and function. Habit 3. Eat smart, snack smart, fuel your body, energize your life. When it comes to energy and long-term vitality, what you eat matters more than you might think. Food is your body's primary fuel, and the quality of that fuel determines how well your body and mind function throughout the day. You've probably experienced this before. After eating a heavy, greasy meal, you feel sluggish and tired, while a well-balanced meal leaves you feeling light, energized, and ready to take on anything. The key to maintaining steady energy levels is eating smart. This means focusing on whole, unprocessed foods like fresh vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, and healthy fats. These foods provide essential nutrients that your body needs to perform at its best, without the quick highs and inevitable crashes that come from processed sugary snacks. When you eat smart, you're not just fueling your body, you're also protecting your cells from oxidative stress, which accelerates aging. Let's talk about smart snacking because it's often overlooked. Snacking doesn't have to be the enemy of healthy eating. In fact, it can be one of your best tools for maintaining energy if done right. Instead of reaching for chips or candy that cause a quick sugar spike followed by a crash, go for snacks that provide sustained energy. Think of a handful of nuts, a piece of fruit with nut butter, or some Greek yogurt. These snacks balance protein, healthy fats, and fiber, which helps regulate blood sugar levels and keeps you feeling full and focused for longer. But it's not just about avoiding junk food, it's about fueling your brain. Your brain consumes a significant portion of the energy your body produces, and it needs the right nutrients to stay sharp. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids like salmon or walnuts support brain health, while antioxidants found in berries help protect brain cells from damage over time. Eating smart isn't just about physical energy. It's about mental clarity, focus, and long-term cognitive health. Here's a simple tip. Plan your meals and snacks in advance. When you're hungry and don't have a healthy option ready, it's easy to grab whatever's convenient, even if it's not the best choice. By prepping meals and keeping smart snacks on hand, you eliminate the guesswork and set yourself up for success. A little preparation goes a long way in helping you maintain consistent energy throughout the day. Now let's touch on hydration again, because food and water work hand in hand. Many whole foods like fruits and vegetables have a high water content, which contributes to your overall hydration. This is another reason why choosing whole, fresh foods is so important. They not only nourish your body, but also help keep it hydrated, enhancing your overall vitality. Eating smart also has a direct impact on aging gracefully. Processed foods, especially those high in refined sugars, increase inflammation in the body, which speeds up the aging process. On the other hand, nutrient-dense foods provide the vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants your body needs to repair itself and stay youthful. Think of every healthy meal as an investment in your future self, one that will pay off in the form of better energy, clearer skin, and a stronger, more resilient body. Remember, you are what you eat, and every choice matters. It's not about being perfect, it's about making smarter choices more often. By choosing whole foods, avoiding processed junk, and keeping smart snacks within reach, you're giving your body and mind the fuel they need to thrive. So the next time you sit down for a meal or reach for a snack, ask yourself, is this going to fuel my energy? When you consistently make the smart choice, you'll notice the difference not just in your daily energy, but in how vibrant and alive you feel. It's a small shift that leads to big results, helping you stay energized, sharp, and youthful for years to come. Habit 4. Get some sunlight, recharge naturally, stay energized, stay youthful. In a world where most of us spend our days indoors, whether at work, at home, or glued to a screen, it's easy to overlook one of the simplest, most powerful sources of energy and vitality: sunlight. Just 10 to 15 minutes of sunlight a day can do wonders for your body and mind. It's not just about feeling warm and cozy. It's about giving your body what it needs to function at its best and even protect itself from premature aging. Let's start with one of the biggest benefits: vitamin D production. When your skin is exposed to sunlight, it triggers your body to produce vitamin D, an essential nutrient that supports bone health, immune function, and muscle strength. Without enough sunlight, your body's vitamin D levels drop, which can lead to fatigue, weakened immunity, and a general feeling of sluggishness. Regular exposure to sunlight helps keep your energy high and your immune system strong, making you more resilient in both the short and long term. But sunlight isn't just about physical energy, it also plays a key role in mental well-being. Exposure to natural light boosts the production of serotonin, the hormone responsible for stabilizing your mood and promoting a sense of well-being. That's why spending time outdoors can instantly lift your spirits and help you feel more positive and focused. It's a simple, natural way to reduce stress and combat feelings of fatigue or low motivation. Now let's talk about how sunlight impacts your sleep and circadian rhythm. Your body has an internal clock, known as the circadian rhythm, that regulates your sleep-wake cycle. When you expose yourself to sunlight during the day, especially in the morning, it signals to your brain that it's time to be awake and alert. This not only boosts your energy during the day, but also helps you sleep better at night. Better sleep means better recovery, more energy, and yes, slower aging. Speaking of aging, sunlight in moderation can actually help maintain youthful skin. While excessive exposure without protection can lead to skin damage, short, regular exposure improves blood circulation and gives your skin a natural, healthy glow. The key is balance. Get enough sunlight to reap its benefits, but don't overdo it. Use sunscreen if you're going to be outside for extended periods, and aim for short, daily bursts of sunlight to keep your body and mind recharged. If you're stuck indoors most of the day, finding ways to incorporate sunlight into your routine can make a big difference. Take your morning coffee outside, go for a quick walk during lunch, or spend a few minutes by a window where sunlight streams in. Even small moments of exposure can help you feel more awake, alive, and connected to the world around you. Here's something else to consider. Natural light enhances productivity. Studies show that working in environments with plenty of natural light improves concentration, reduces eye strain, and increases overall work satisfaction. So if you have the option, position your workspace near a window to let in as much natural light as possible. Remember, sunlight is more than just light. It's nature's way of recharging your body and mind. It's a free, effortless source of energy, mood enhancement, and even longevity. By making it a regular part of your day, you're not only boosting your energy, you're also building a healthier, more resilient body that stays youthful over time. So step outside, take a deep breath, and soak in those rays. It's one of the easiest ways to stay energized, happy, and vibrant. And the best part, it doesn't require any effort, just a willingness to let nature do its magic. Habit 5. Sleep like a pro. Supercharge your energy and slow down aging. If there's one habit that has the power to instantly improve your energy, boost your mood, and even slow down the aging process, it's quality sleep. Yet in today's fast-paced world, sleep often gets pushed aside, sacrificed for work, entertainment, or even scrolling through social media late at night. But here's the truth. Sleep isn't just rest. It's the ultimate tool for recovery, rejuvenation, and long-term health. During sleep, your body undergoes critical processes that repair and restore both your physical and mental well-being. It's when your muscles rebuild, your immune system strengthens, and your brain processes everything you've experienced throughout the day. If you're not getting enough quality sleep, you're depriving your body of this essential recovery, leading to fatigue, poor focus, and even accelerated aging. Let's talk about the connection between sleep and energy. When you sleep well, your body gets the time it needs to restore its energy reserves. This is why, after a good night's sleep, you wake up feeling refreshed and ready to take on the day. On the flip side, poor sleep leaves you feeling sluggish, irritable, and unable to concentrate. Over time, consistent sleep deprivation leads to burnout and long-term health problems such as heart disease, obesity, and weakened immunity. But sleep isn't just about energy. It's also one of the most powerful ways to slow down aging. While you sleep, your body produces growth hormone, which is crucial for cell repair and regeneration. This helps maintain youthful skin, strong muscles, and healthy bones. Lack of sleep, however, increases cortisol levels, the stress hormone, which can break down collagen and lead to wrinkles, sagging skin, and other visible signs of aging. If you struggle with sleep, don't worry. There are simple steps you can take to improve your sleep quality. Start by creating a consistent bedtime routine. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day helps regulate your circadian rhythm, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up feeling rested. Try to avoid screens at least 30 minutes before bed, as the blue light emitted by phones and laptops interferes with melatonin production, the hormone that signals your body it's time to sleep. Another key factor in better sleep is creating the right environment. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Invest in comfortable bedding and blackout curtains to block out light, and consider using a white noise machine if external sounds disturb your sleep. Even small adjustments like these can make a huge difference in how well you rest. Also, pay attention to what you do during the day because it directly impacts your sleep. Regular physical activity, exposure to natural light, and a balanced diet all contribute to better sleep at night. Avoid heavy meals, caffeine, and alcohol close to bedtime, as they can disrupt your sleep cycle and reduce its quality. If falling asleep is a challenge, try relaxation techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or reading a book. These activities help calm your mind and signal to your body that it's time to wind down. Remember, sleep isn't just about closing your eyes. It's about entering a state of deep rest where your body can fully recharge. The Stoics believed in maintaining balance and harmony in life, and sleep is a perfect example of this principle. Without proper rest, even the most disciplined mind and body will eventually falter. By prioritizing sleep, you're giving yourself the foundation you need to maintain energy, resilience, and vitality in every aspect of life. So if you've been sacrificing sleep in the name of productivity, it's time to rethink your approach. Sleep is your body's most powerful recovery tool. Treat it like a priority, not an afterthought. When you do, you'll wake up each day feeling energized, focused, and ready to take on whatever life throws your way. And your body will thank you with strength, clarity, and a youthful glow. Habit 6. Breathe better, feel better, harness the power of oxygen for energy and longevity. Breathing is something we do automatically without giving it much thought. But here's the surprising truth. How you breathe directly impacts your energy, mental clarity, and even how well you age. Most people go through their day taking shallow, rapid breaths that barely fill their lungs. This type of breathing limits oxygen intake, which reduces your body's ability to function at its best. But when you learn to breathe deeply and intentionally, you unlock a powerful tool for maintaining steady energy, reducing stress, and supporting long-term health. Let's start with oxygen and energy. Your cells rely on oxygen to produce energy through a process called cellular respiration. When you breathe shallowly, your body doesn't get enough oxygen to fuel this process efficiently, which can leave you feeling tired, sluggish, and unfocused. On the other hand, deep, controlled breathing increases oxygen delivery to your cells, giving you a natural energy boost. No caffeine required. Beyond energy, breathing better plays a vital role in managing stress. When you're stressed or anxious, your breathing becomes quick and shallow, signaling to your brain that something is wrong. This activates your fight or flight response, increasing cortisol levels and making you feel even more tense. By consciously slowing your breath and taking deep, deliberate breaths, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which helps calm your mind and body, reducing stress and promoting relaxation. Deep breathing isn't just a stress reliever, it also helps slow down the aging process. Chronic stress and shallow breathing increase oxidative stress in your body, which accelerates cellular aging. Deep, mindful breathing increases oxygen flow and reduces inflammation, helping your cells repair and regenerate more effectively. Over time, this simple practice can contribute to better skin, stronger immunity, and improved overall vitality. Here's a simple breathing exercise to try: the 4-7-8 method. 1. Inhale deeply through your nose for a count of 4. 2. Hold your breath for a count of 7. 3. Exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 8. Repeat this cycle a few times, especially during moments of stress or fatigue. This technique helps calm your nervous system, improves oxygen flow, and gives you an instant sense of clarity and calm. Another powerful benefit of proper breathing is its effect on mental clarity and focus. Your brain consumes about 20% of the oxygen you take in, so when you're breathing deeply, you're giving your brain the fuel it needs to stay sharp and productive. Many people find that practicing mindful breathing during work or study sessions helps them stay more focused and less prone to distractions. In addition to intentional breathing exercises, you can improve your everyday breathing by paying attention to your posture. When you slouch, your lungs can't fully expand, limiting your oxygen intake. Sitting or standing with a straight back and relaxed shoulders allows your lungs to function more efficiently, making it easier to breathe deeply throughout the day. Ask yourself, when was the last time I truly paid attention to my breath? Most of us take breathing for granted, yet it's one of the simplest ways to improve our health and energy. By making deep, mindful breathing a daily habit, you'll notice improvements in your mood, focus, and overall vitality. Remember, breathing isn't just a background function, it's a tool for better living. Whether you're feeling stressed, tired, or overwhelmed, taking a few deep breaths can instantly reset your energy and help you feel more grounded. Over time, this habit becomes a natural way to maintain calm, clarity, and strength in both your body and mind. So the next time you feel tension building or fatigue creeping in, pause, take a deep breath, and remind yourself, energy begins with the breath. It's a small action with a big impact, one that keeps your body energized, your mind sharp, and your spirit calm. Habit 7. Stress will drain. You fast, learn to relax, and reboot. Stress is one of the most relentless thieves of energy, mental clarity, and overall well-being. While occasional stress is normal, sometimes even helpful in pushing us to perform better, chronic stress is a silent energy drainer. It leaves you feeling constantly tired, foggy-headed, and emotionally worn out. Even worse, long-term stress accelerates aging by increasing inflammation and damaging your cells. If you want to stay energized and youthful, mastering the art of relaxation and stress management is essential. Here's how stress wreaks havoc on your energy. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol, the primary stress hormone. While cortisol is useful in short bursts like during emergencies, consistently elevated levels of this hormone take a toll on your body. High cortisol drains your energy reserves, interferes with sleep, and can lead to anxiety, irritability, and even weight gain. Over time, it weakens your immune system, making you more susceptible to illness and fatigue. But stress isn't just about what's happening externally. It's also about how you respond internally. That's why building habits that help you relax and reboot is so important. One of the simplest ways to manage stress is by practicing mindful breathing. When you feel overwhelmed, take a few slow, deep breaths, focusing on your inhale and exhale. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body responsible for rest and relaxation, instantly helping you feel calmer and more relaxed, and more in control. Another effective stress relief technique is taking regular mental breaks. It's easy to get caught up in a whirlwind of tasks, but constantly staying on without breaks only drains your energy faster. Try stepping away from your work for a few minutes every hour. Stretch, take a walk, or simply close your eyes and breathe. These short breaks act like a mental reset button, helping you come back with renewed focus and energy. Let's not forget the power of physical activity in managing stress. Exercise releases endorphins, your body's natural mood elevators, which counteract the effects of cortisol. You don't have to engage in intense workouts. Even a gentle walk or some light stretching can help relieve tension and recharge your body. Physical movement not only helps you release built-up stress, but also improves circulation, delivering more oxygen and nutrients to your cells. Another key to stress management is prioritizing what truly matters. Often we feel stressed because we're trying to do too much, or because we're taking on responsibilities that don't align with our goals or values. Learning to say no when necessary and setting clear boundaries can significantly reduce unnecessary stress. Remember, protecting your energy isn't selfish. It's essential for your well-being. Social connection also plays a vital role in stress reduction. Talking to someone you trust, whether it's a friend, family member, or mentor, helps you process your emotions and feel less isolated. Sometimes simply sharing what you're going through lightens the burden and helps you regain perspective. In addition to external support, make time for activities that bring you joy. Whether it's reading, painting, cooking, or spending time in nature, engaging in hobbies you love can lift your mood and replenish your emotional energy. These moments of joy act as a buffer against life's stresses, helping you maintain balance and resilience. Ultimately, stress is a part of life, but it doesn't have to control you. By learning how to relax, recharge, and respond mindfully to stressful situations, you'll protect your energy and improve your quality of life. The goal isn't to eliminate stress entirely. That's impossible. The goal is to build a toolkit of simple habits that help you manage it effectively. So when life feels overwhelming, take a step back, breathe, and remind yourself, stress drains me, but rest recharges me. The more you practice relaxation and stress management, the more energy you'll have for the things that truly matter, and the longer you'll stay vibrant, healthy, and youthful. Habit 8. Build a balanced routine. Consistency is the secret to energy and longevity. Life can often feel chaotic, with endless responsibilities pulling you in different directions. When your days lack structure, it's easy to feel drained, unfocused, and overwhelmed. That's why one of the most powerful habits for sustaining energy and protecting your well-being is building a balanced routine. A well-structured routine doesn't mean rigid schedules and no flexibility. It means creating a rhythm in your life that supports your energy levels, mental clarity, and emotional balance. Your body operates on an internal clock called the circadian rhythm, which regulates your sleep, digestion, hormone production, and energy cycles. When you live without a consistent routine, going to bed at different times, skipping meals, or exercising sporadically, you disrupt this rhythm, which can lead to fatigue, stress, and even faster aging. On the other hand, a balanced routine keeps your circadian rhythm in sync, ensuring that your body knows when to be alert, when to rest, and when to recharge. Let's start with the foundation of any balanced routine: sleep. We've already covered how important sleep is for energy and recovery, but maintaining a consistent sleep schedule is what truly makes the difference. Try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. This simple habit helps regulate your circadian rhythm, allowing your body to fall into a natural restorative sleep pattern that leaves you feeling refreshed every morning. Next comes movement. Incorporating some form of daily physical activity into your routine is essential for maintaining high energy and a healthy body. Whether it's a morning stretch, a lunchtime walk, or an evening workout, consistent movement keeps your circulation strong, your muscles engaged, and your mind sharp. The key is to choose activities you enjoy, so staying active feels less like a chore and more like a natural part of your day. Equally important is nutrition. Eating at regular intervals keeps your metabolism steady and prevents energy crashes. Start your day with a nutrient-dense breakfast and aim to have balanced meals that include lean proteins, healthy fats, and plenty of vegetables. When your body knows when to expect food, it processes nutrients more efficiently, giving you sustained energy throughout the day. Don't forget to keep smart snacks on hand to avoid those afternoon slumps. But a balanced routine isn't just about physical health. It's about mental and emotional well-being too. Make time for activities that nourish your mind, whether it's reading, journaling, meditating, or simply spending a few quiet moments in reflection. These habits help clear mental clutter, reduce stress, and improve focus, making it easier to stay energized and engaged throughout the day. Consistency doesn't mean rigidity. Life is unpredictable, and flexibility is key to maintaining a routine that works for you. The goal isn't to follow a perfect schedule every day. It's to create a framework that supports your well-being. If things don't go exactly as planned, don't stress. Adjust, adapt, and keep moving forward. Another crucial element of a balanced routine is finding time for connection, whether it's spending quality time with loved ones, catching up with friends, or engaging in meaningful conversations. Positive social interactions boost your emotional energy and keep you grounded. Humans are social beings, and nurturing relationships is an often overlooked but vital part of maintaining balance. Ask yourself, is my current routine helping me or draining me? If your days feel chaotic or unbalanced, it might be time to create a routine that works for you. Start small. Identify 1 or 2 habits that would make the biggest difference in your life and build from there. Remember, it's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about finding a rhythm that feels good and helps you thrive. A balanced routine isn't about packing your day with endless activities. It's about finding the right balance between work, rest, movement, and joy. When you strike that balance, you'll notice that your energy becomes more consistent, your stress levels drop, and you feel more in control of your life. So take the time to craft a routine that serves you, not the other way around. With consistency, patience, and a little flexibility, you'll build a life where energy flows naturally and every day feels just a little easier. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. And every small step toward balance is a step toward a healthier, happier, and more vibrant you. Habit 9. Swap out caffeine for natural boosts. Sustain energy without the crash. For many of us, caffeine is the go-to solution for a quick energy boost. Whether it's that morning coffee to kickstart the day or an afternoon espresso to fight off the slump, caffeine has become a staple in modern life. But here's the thing, while caffeine gives you a temporary lift, it often comes with a hidden cost: energy crashes, dependency, and disrupted sleep. Over time, relying too much on caffeine can drain your body rather than energize it. The good news, you can swap out caffeine for natural, sustainable energy boosters that keep you feeling alert and focused without the side effects. Let's start with why caffeine dependency backfires. Caffeine works by blocking adenosine, a neurotransmitter that promotes sleepiness. This gives you a temporary feeling of alertness, but once the caffeine wears off, the adenosine buildup hits harder, making you feel more tired than before. To counter this, you reach for another cup, and the cycle continues. Over time, this leads to energy spikes and crashes, leaving you feeling less energized overall. Beyond that, excessive caffeine intake disrupts your sleep, even if you're not aware of it. Caffeine stays in your system for hours, meaning that afternoon cup can interfere with the quality of your sleep later that night. Poor sleep, as we know, is a major energy drainer, creating a vicious cycle where you rely even more on caffeine to get through the day. So how can you maintain steady energy without caffeine? One of the simplest swaps is hydration. Often what feels like fatigue is actually mild dehydration. Start your morning with a glass of water instead of coffee, and to rehydrate your body after a night's sleep. Add a slice of lemon or cucumber for a refreshing twist. Staying consistently hydrated throughout the day keeps your energy stable and helps you stay focused. Another natural energy booster is green tea. While it contains some caffeine, green tea also has L-theanine, an amino acid that promotes calm and focused alertness without the jitters. It provides a gentler, more sustained energy boost compared to coffee. Plus, it's rich in antioxidants, which help protect your cells from aging and inflammation. For a mid-morning or afternoon pick-me-up, try fresh fruit or a smoothie. The natural sugars in fruit provide a quick boost of energy, while the fiber ensures a steady release of that energy without a crash. Adding a handful of spinach, chia seeds, or a spoonful of nut butter to your smoothie can further enhance its energizing effects, keeping you fuller for longer. Another excellent swap is herbal teas and infusions, especially those with ingredients like ginger, mint, or turmeric. These teas not only hydrate, but also have mood-boosting and anti-inflammatory properties, making them a great way to stay energized and refreshed throughout the day. Don't forget about movement as a natural energy boost. When you're feeling sluggish, instead of reaching for another cup of coffee, get up and move around. A quick 5-minute walk, some light stretching, or even a few deep breaths can increase circulation, deliver more oxygen to your cells, and give you an instant energy lift. If you enjoy the ritual of coffee and aren't ready to give it up completely, consider reducing your intake rather than eliminating it entirely. Try limiting caffeine to the morning hours and avoid it after lunch to protect your sleep. Over time, you may find that you need less caffeine to feel energized because your body becomes better at maintaining its natural energy balance. Remember, true energy doesn't come from quick fixes. It comes from nurturing your body consistently. By swapping out caffeine for natural alternatives, you'll avoid the highs and lows of caffeine dependency and enjoy more stable, long-lasting energy throughout the day. You'll also sleep better, feel less anxious, and give your body a chance to operate at its best. So the next time you're tempted to reach for that third or fourth cup of coffee, pause and consider a natural alternative. Whether it's a glass of water, a nutrient-packed smoothie, or a short walk in the fresh air, these small swaps can have a big impact on your energy, health, and longevity. Over time, you'll find that you don't need caffeine to thrive. You need balance and mindful habits. Habit 10. Connect with others. Fuel your energy through meaningful relationships. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to underestimate the profound impact that human connection has on our energy, well-being, and even longevity. While physical health habits like sleep, exercise, and nutrition are essential, emotional and social health play an equally important role in how energized and balanced you feel. Positive relationships, whether with family, friends, or even your community, can uplift your spirit, reduce stress, and keep you motivated in ways that no diet or exercise routine can. Here's how connection boosts your energy. When you engage in meaningful interactions, your brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. This hormone not only makes you feel good, but also reduces cortisol, the stress hormone that drains your energy. In other words, spending time with people who uplift you can act as a natural stress reliever, keeping you calm, centered, and energized throughout the day. Social connection isn't just about immediate energy. It's also about long-term resilience. Life will inevitably throw challenges your way, and having a support system helps you navigate those difficulties without feeling overwhelmed. Knowing that someone has your back gives you emotional strength, reduces anxiety, and keeps you moving forward even when times get tough. But it's not just emotional energy that relationships affect. They also enhance your mental clarity. Engaging in stimulating conversations, sharing ideas, or simply laughing with someone helps keep your brain sharp. Studies have shown that people with strong social ties are less likely to experience cognitive decline as they age. Think of it this way: every positive interaction is like a mental workout that keeps your mind active and engaged. Now, while connection is crucial, it's important to remember that not all relationships are energizing. Some can be draining, especially if they're filled with negativity, conflict, or constant demands. That's why it's essential to surround yourself with people who bring out the best in you. Seek out relationships that are built on mutual respect, encouragement, and joy. These are the connections that fuel your energy rather than drain it. If you feel isolated or disconnected, start small. Reach out to someone you trust, send a quick message, or invite a friend for a walk. Building meaningful relationships doesn't have to be complicated. It's about showing up, being present, and offering genuine support. Even small gestures like checking in on someone or expressing gratitude can strengthen your connections and leave both you and the other person feeling uplifted. Another powerful way to boost your sense of connection is by contributing to something bigger than yourself. Whether it's volunteering for a cause, joining a group with shared interests, or simply helping someone in need, acts of kindness create a ripple effect of positive energy. When you give to others, you not only improve their well-being, but also enhance your own sense of purpose and belonging. And don't forget to make time for light-hearted moments and laughter. Laughter is one of the most effective and immediate ways to boost your mood and energy. It releases endorphins, the body's natural feel-good chemicals, and helps you relax. Whether it's sharing a joke with a friend or watching a funny video, those moments of joy remind you not to take life too seriously and help recharge your emotional batteries. Ask yourself, who in my life brings me energy, and how can I nurture those connections? Make it a priority to spend more time with people who make you feel good, whether in person or through a quick phone call. These moments of connection aren't just social, they're essential for your overall well-being. Remember, energy isn't just physical, it's emotional and social too. By building and nurturing positive relationships, you create a support system that fuels your motivation, reduces your stress, and adds depth to your life. As you age, these connections become even more important, not just for staying energized, but for maintaining mental clarity, emotional stability, and a sense of fulfillment. So if you're feeling drained or disconnected, don't look inward, reach outward. Connect with those who lift you up, and you'll find that your energy doesn't just return, it multiplies. Positive energy is contagious, and when you surround yourself with people who inspire and support you, you're building a foundation for lasting vitality and happiness. Habit 11. Quit smoking. The ultimate boost for energy, health, and longevity. If there's one habit that silently drains your energy, accelerates aging, and harms every part of your body, it's smoking. While many people turn to cigarettes for stress relief or a temporary energy boost, the long-term effects are far more damaging than the fleeting benefits. If you're serious about staying energized, protecting your health, and slowing down the aging process, quitting smoking is one of the most powerful steps you can take. Here's what smoking does to your energy. Cigarettes contain nicotine, a stimulant that gives you a short-term buzz by releasing adrenaline and increasing heart rate. However, this effect wears off quickly, leading to fatigue and an increased craving for more nicotine. Over time, this cycle drains your energy and leaves you feeling dependent on external stimulation just to function. Worse, smoking reduces the oxygen-carrying capacity of your blood, meaning your cells receive less oxygen, which directly lowers your energy levels. Beyond energy, smoking accelerates aging in dramatic ways. Every puff exposes your body to thousands of harmful chemicals, many of which create oxidative stress and inflammation. These processes break down collagen and elastin, the proteins that keep your skin firm and youthful. This is why smokers often develop wrinkles and dull, sagging skin earlier than non-smokers. But the damage goes deeper than just skin. Smoking harms your lungs, heart, and immune system, making it harder for your body to repair and regenerate itself. Quitting smoking doesn't just stop further harm, it actually allows your body to heal and regenerate. Within hours of quitting, oxygen levels in your blood start to improve. www.cdc.gov. Within weeks, your circulation gets better and your lung function increases. Over time, your risk of heart disease, stroke, and cancer drops significantly. Many former smokers report feeling more energetic and clear-headed just a few weeks after quitting, as their body begins to recover from years of damage. If quitting feels daunting, remember, you don't have to do it alone. There are countless resources and tools available, from support groups and counseling to nicotine replacement therapies and apps that help track your progress. The key is to take it one step at a time. Start by identifying your triggers, those moments when you feel the strongest urge to smoke, and replace them with healthier alternatives like chewing gum, taking a walk, or practicing deep breathing. One of the most overlooked benefits of quitting smoking is the emotional boost it provides. Many smokers feel trapped by their habit, knowing it's harming them, but feeling unable to stop. Successfully quitting not only frees you from this cycle, but also boosts your confidence, proving to yourself that you can take control of your health and well-being. Ask yourself, is this habit helping me, or is it silently stealing my life? The answer is clear. By quitting smoking, you're not just improving your daily energy, you're giving yourself the gift of a healthier, longer life. If you're listening, you're reducing your risk of serious illness, enhancing your physical appearance, and ensuring that you can stay active and vibrant as you age. Remember, it's never too late to quit. Whether you've been smoking for a few years or a few decades, your body is incredibly resilient. The sooner you quit, the better. The sooner it can start repairing the damage. Each day without a cigarette is a step toward better energy, clearer skin, stronger lungs, and a more vibrant life. Quitting smoking is one of the greatest acts of self-respect and self-care you can commit to. It's not easy, but it's worth it. And every small victory, whether it's going 1 day, 1 week, or 1 month without smoking, brings you closer to a healthier, stronger, and more energized version of yourself. So if you're ready to reclaim your energy, protect your health, and slow down aging, make quitting smoking a priority. It's not just about adding years to your life, it's about adding life to your years. Your future self will thank you for it every single day. Maintaining high energy, protecting your health, and slowing down aging doesn't require extreme measures or impossible routines. It's about small, consistent habits that, over time, create a profound transformation in how you feel, think, and live. The 11 habits we've explored today, whether it's moving more, prioritizing sleep, staying hydrated, managing stress, or quitting smoking, are all within your control. Each one represents a small, intentional action that can lead to big, lasting results. By embracing these habits, you're not just boosting your daily energy, you're investing in your future. You're creating a lifestyle that supports both physical strength and mental clarity. A life where you wake up feeling refreshed, go through your day feeling focused, and wind down feeling fulfilled. Most importantly, you're building resilience. Resilience against fatigue, illness, and even the inevitable process of aging. The Stoics believed that while we cannot control everything in life, we can control our actions and responses. These habits are a way to take control of your energy, your health, and your well-being. It's about aligning your daily actions with the future you want to create for yourself. Imagine living a life where energy flows naturally, where stress doesn't drain you, and where you're always ready to face new challenges with strength and vitality. You don't have to master all these habits at once. Start small, pick one habit that resonates with you and begin there. Over time, as you integrate more of these habits into your life, you'll notice something amazing. Energy isn't something you chase. It becomes a natural part of who you are. Your mind will feel clearer, your body stronger, and your spirit lighter. So what's one small step you can take today? Whether it's drinking more water, getting outside for a few minutes of sunlight, or taking a deep breath when stress hits, every action matters. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. And with each step, you're moving closer to a life of balance, vitality, and longevity. Imagine waking up each day with a crystal clear understanding of what truly matters to you. Not what society says should matter, not what your social media feed suggests is important, but what resonates deeply with your core values. This is the power of an unwavering sense of purpose. When you speak less and listen more to yourself, to the wisdom of others, to the whispers of the universe, you begin to align your actions with your true purpose. You become less swayed by fleeting emotions or external pressures. Instead, you move through life with intention and direction. So how can we cultivate this unwavering sense of purpose? Here are some Stoic-inspired practices. 1. Define your values. Regularly reflect on what truly matters. What principles do you want to live by? 2. Set meaningful goals. Ensure your goals align with your values and contribute to your larger life. Purpose. 3. Practice daily reflection. Take time each day to consider whether your actions are aligned with your purpose. 4. Embrace obstacles as opportunities. View challenges not as setbacks, but as chances to reinforce your purpose. 5. Cultivate indifference to the non-essential. Learn to say no to things that don't serve your purpose. Remember, having a sense of purpose doesn't mean having your entire life figured out. As Seneca said, if one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable. Your purpose is your North Star, guiding you even when the path isn't clear. Learning to develop this quality can bring significant changes to your life. You may find it easier to make decisions that align with your main goal. When you face challenges, you may feel more satisfied. Most importantly, you will gain calm confidence by staying true to yourself. When discussing our 8th attribute, we focus on an important characteristic in our uncertain world: resilience. People who speak less have often learned how to bounce back and stay strong when facing tough times. Building this ability is incredibly valuable in a world that can feel like it's always throwing challenges at us. Now you might wonder, what does speaking less have to do with being resilient? Well, it's all about where you direct your energy when you're not constantly reacting, complaining, or seeking validation through words. You're conserving your strength for what truly matters, facing life's challenges head-on. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This, my friends, is life, is the essence of resilience. It's about developing the inner strength to weather any storm, to bend without breaking. Imagine facing a major setback. Maybe you've lost a job, ended a relationship, or faced a health crisis. The old you might have been overwhelmed, venting your frustrations to anyone who would listen. But with this newfound resilience, you approach the situation differently. You take a moment to pause, to reflect, to gather your inner resources, and then, with quiet determination, you start to rebuild. So how do we develop this incredible attribute? Here are some Stoic-inspired strategies to boost your resilience. 1. Practice negative visualization. Regularly imagine challenging scenarios. This mental preparation can make natural obstacles feel less daunting. 2. Focus on what you can control. Direct your energy towards things you can influence, rather than wasting it on factors beyond your control. 3. Embrace discomfort. Voluntarily put yourself in challenging situations. This builds your resilience muscles. Develop a growth mindset. View setbacks as opportunities for learning and growth, not failures. Cultivate emotional intelligence. Learn to recognize and manage your emotions rather than being controlled by them. Remember, resilience isn't about never falling down, it's about always getting back up. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. When you work on this attribute, you will discover that some beautiful changes happen to you. Things that seemed out of reach seem relatively easy to accomplish now. You may take relatively less time to rebound from a loss or drowning phase, but above all else, you will find that self-assuredness that stems from the confidence that you can handle whatever the future holds for you. In our 9th attribute, we will explore a quality that distinguishes those who speak less: the development of deep wisdom. While many value quick answers and surface-level knowledge, these individuals stand out by gaining a profound understanding of life and its complexities. You might be thinking, how does speaking less lead to greater wisdom? Well, my friends, it's all about creating space for reflection and deep thought. We're not constantly filling the air with words. We open ourselves to observe, ponder, and genuinely understand. Seneca the elder said, "It is a great thing to know the season for speech and the season for silence." This simple yet profound statement reminds us that wisdom often comes from listening to others, the world around us, and our inner voice. Imagine being in a heated debate. The old you might have jumped in with quick rebuttals, eager to prove your point. But with this newfound approach, you take a moment to listen truly and consider different perspectives. You speak less, but when you do speak, your words carry the weight of careful consideration and deep understanding. So how do we cultivate this profound wisdom? Here are some Stoic-inspired practices. 1. Practice critical thinking. Don't accept ideas at face value. Question, analyze, and seek to understand more profound truths. 2. Commit to lifelong learning. Cultivate curiosity about the world around you. Never stop seeking knowledge. 3. Reflect regularly. Set aside time each day for quiet reflection. Process your experiences and extract lessons from them. 4. Pursue diverse perspectives. Engage with people and ideas different from yours. Wisdom often lies in understanding multiple viewpoints. 5. Apply knowledge practically. True wisdom isn't just about knowing things, but about living them. Apply what you learn to your daily life. Remember, wisdom isn't about having all the answers. As Socrates, a significant influence on Stoic thought, famously said, "I know that I know nothing." True wisdom often begins with acknowledging our limitations and remaining open to new understandings. Developing this quality can lead to significant changes. You may start making better decisions as you understand different situations more deeply. This may also lead to you becoming a trusted advisor to your friends and colleagues. Most importantly, you will find a sense of inner peace as you start seeing the world more clearly and navigating it more skillfully. Friends, welcome to our final attribute. Today, we're talking about the importance of effective communication. Speaking less often leads to better communication. Let's explore this concept further. In our constant chatter and information overload world, communicating with impact is more valuable than ever. But here's the twist. Impactful communication isn't about saying more. It's about saying what matters when it matters in a way that resonates deeply. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." This reminds us that effective communication often means stepping back, listening more, and speaking only when we have something precious to contribute. Imagine you're in an important meeting while others are talking over each other, competing to be heard. You're observing, listening, and processing. When you speak, your words are thoughtful, precise, and impactful. People listen because they know you don't waste words. People listen because they know you use words wisely. This is the power of mastering impactful communication. So how do we cultivate this powerful trait? Here are some Stoic-inspired strategies. 1. Choose your words carefully before speaking. Ask yourself, is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? 2. Practice concision. Learn to express complex ideas in simple, clear terms. Develop your presence. Communication isn't just about words. Your body language, tone, and energy all contribute to your message. Know your audience. Tailor your communication to the needs and understanding of those you're addressing. It's okay to pause. Don't fear pauses. They can add emphasis and give others time to absorb your words. Remember, impactful communication isn't about dominating conversations or having the last word. As Marcus Aurelius said, you always own the option of having no opinion. There is never any need to get worked up or to trouble your soul about things you can't control. By developing this quality, you may see some remarkable changes. Your words may have more influence in conversations. People may seek your opinion more often. Most importantly, you will feel that your inner thoughts and outward expression are more in line. Remember, speaking less doesn't mean being silent or withdrawn. It means being deliberate with your words and actions and developing inner strength and wisdom that shines outward. It's about prioritizing quality over quantity in all areas of life. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Stoic wisdom. These traits inspire you to speak less and live more authentically, purposefully, and impactfully. The Stoics teach us that true resilience comes from focusing on what we can control and accepting what we cannot. Epictetus reminds us it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This Stoic teaching is at the heart of resilience. While we cannot always control the circumstances we face, whether it's a personal failure, a health issue, or a difficult relationship, Epictetus reminds us it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. We have complete control over how we respond. By choosing to view challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as insurmountable problems, we build the mental and emotional strength to face adversity with confidence. Building resilience means cultivating the ability to bounce back from difficulties. It's not about avoiding pain or discomfort, but learning to endure them with grace and clarity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This powerful Stoic principle teaches us that obstacles are not meant to be avoided, but embraced as part of our journey. Each challenge we face provides an opportunity to develop our resilience, grow stronger, and become more confident in our ability to handle future difficulties. Consider a common situation in which resilience is necessary: losing a job. For many, this experience can be overwhelming and lead to feelings of failure, self-doubt, and fear about the future. However, through the lens of Stoicism, losing a job can be seen not as a failure, but as an opportunity for growth and reinvention. The Stoics would advise us to focus on what we can control, our next steps, how we use our time and our mindset, rather than dwelling on the loss itself. By approaching the situation with resilience, we can turn what seems like a setback into a new beginning. Another key aspect of building resilience is accepting that life is unpredictable. The Stoics practiced Premeditatio Malorum, or the premeditation of evils, which involves mentally preparing for worst-case scenarios. By considering what could go wrong, Stoics were better equipped to handle challenges with composure when they arose. This practice doesn't mean dwelling on negativity, but rather acknowledging that hardships are a natural part of life. When you mentally prepare for adversity, you're less likely to be caught off guard and more likely to respond with resilience when difficulties arise. Let's take the example of someone training for a marathon. They know that along the way they will face physical fatigue, injury, or moments of doubt. Instead of fearing these obstacles, they anticipate them and develop strategies to overcome them. Whether it's through physical conditioning, mental toughness, or learning to pace themselves, this is resilience in action. By preparing for challenges and accepting them as part of the process, they build the strength to push through when things get tough. The same principle applies to life. When we build resilience by accepting that setbacks are inevitable, we gain the confidence to face them head-on. Resilience is also about maintaining a positive mindset in the face of adversity. The Stoics believed that our perception of events shapes our experience of them. Seneca said, "A man is as miserable as he thinks he is." This highlights the power of our thoughts in shaping our reality. When we view challenges as insurmountable, we feel overwhelmed and defeated. But when we see them as opportunities for growth, we approach them with a sense of purpose and resilience. By choosing to maintain a positive outlook, even in difficult times, we build the mental toughness needed to overcome adversity. In addition to mental resilience, the Stoics emphasize the importance of emotional resilience. Life's challenges can trigger a range of emotions: anger, sadness, frustration, or fear. While it's natural to feel these emotions, the Stoics teach us not to let them control our actions. Epictetus advised, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." This means focusing on what you can do and accepting what you cannot change. Emotional resilience involves acknowledging your feelings, but not allowing them to dictate your response. By practicing emotional self-control, you build the resilience to face challenges with calm and clarity. Let's consider a real-life example of resilience. Think about someone who has faced a major setback, such as a serious illness or the loss of a loved one. While these experiences are incredibly painful, those who practice resilience are able to move forward by focusing on what they can control, whether it's taking care of their health, finding support from loved ones, or adjusting to their new reality. This doesn't mean ignoring the pain, but rather accepting it as part of life's journey and using it as fuel to become stronger and more resilient. In conclusion, building resilience is a fundamental Stoic lesson for boosting confidence. Life will inevitably bring challenges, but it's how we respond to those challenges that determines our strength and growth. By focusing on what we can control, accepting adversity as part of life, and maintaining a positive mindset, we can develop the resilience needed to face difficulties with confidence. The Stoics remind us that every obstacle is an opportunity for growth, and by embracing this mindset, we can build the inner strength to handle whatever life throws our way. Embracing this journey means being open to learning, adapting, and evolving as we gain more experiences. It's about recognizing that wisdom isn't static. It deepens and expands as we continue to engage with the world and reflect on our interactions. Moreover, embracing the long-term journey aligns with the Stoic practice of focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. This isn't about resignation, but about empowerment. It frees us from the unnecessary stress of trying to control the uncontrollable and allows us to invest our energy in actions and attitudes that truly enrich our lives and the lives of those around us. In practical terms, this might mean choosing to invest time in relationships that are nurturing and supportive, pursuing careers that align with our values, or dedicating ourselves to causes that we believe in. Each choice is a brick in the foundation of a life well lived, a life that reflects our deepest convictions and highest aspirations. Thank you all for joining me today in exploring these Stoic principles. Remember, the journey is long, but each step is a chance to reinforce who we are and what we stand for. By adopting a Stoic mindset, we learn not only to withstand the trials of life, but to approach them in a way that enhances our understanding of ourselves and our capabilities. Habit 3. The power of choice. Now that we understand that our emotions stem from our judgments and not the events themselves, let's delve into the profound Stoic principle of choice. This isn't about choosing what happens to us, that's often beyond our control, but choosing our response. And believe it or not, in that choice lies our freedom and power. The Stoics teach us that between the stimulus and the response there is a space. In this space lies our power to choose our response. This idea is incredibly empowering. It means that no matter what life throws at us, we have the last say on how we respond. Whether it's a rude comment, a financial setback, or a personal loss, our emotional response is ours to choose. Think about it this way. Life is like a complex dance. Events come at us in quick succession, and our emotions can react just as quickly. But like a skilled dancer who decides which steps to take on the dance floor, we can choose how to move with, around, or away from our emotional impulses. This doesn't mean ignoring our feelings. Rather, it's about acknowledging them and deciding the best course of action that aligns with our values and long-term goals. The key to making this practical is to develop what the Stoics called prososai, or mindful attention. It's about being aware in the present moment, recognizing our emotional triggers as they arise, and consciously deciding how we'll respond. By practicing mindfulness, we can widen that space between stimulus and response, giving us the time to choose our actions wisely. This power of choice is what enabled Stoic philosophers like Seneca to remain tranquil in times of extreme stress. Seneca suggested that we should rehearse worst-case scenarios in our minds, not to dwell on them, but to diminish the intensity of our reactions when faced with actual challenges. By doing so, we become less reactive and more responsive. Moreover, embracing this Stoic approach helps us build resilience. Resilience doesn't come from avoiding challenges, but from facing them with clarity and determination. Every time we choose a response that keeps us aligned with our goals, we strengthen our ability to handle future challenges more effectively. Habit 4: Techniques for action over emotion. As we delve deeper into the Stoic practice, it becomes clear that knowing you have a choice isn't enough. You need effective strategies to exercise that choice wisely. Here are some time-tested techniques drawn from Stoic wisdom that can help you choose your actions over your emotions, turning potential turmoil into triumph. One pivotal technique involves the simple yet powerful act of pausing when an emotion flares up. Imagine you're in a heated discussion. Instead of immediately reacting, give yourself a moment. This pause is a buffer, giving your rational mind time to wake up and process the situation. During this brief interlude, you can assess the emotion. Is it anger, frustration, fear? Acknowledging what you feel can diminish its overwhelming power, allowing you to respond rather than react. Another Stoic strategy is to reframe your thoughts about the situation. This cognitive reframing involves shifting your perspective to see the event differently. If someone cuts you off in traffic, instead of getting angry and assuming malicious intent, you might consider other explanations. Perhaps they are rushing to an emergency. Changing your narrative about the event can change your emotional response to it, helping you maintain your composure and perhaps even empathize with the other person. Values-based decision-making is another cornerstone of Stoic practice. Here you make decisions based on your core values, not fleeting emotions. Ask yourself, does reacting with anger align with my values? What would the best version of myself do in this situation? By aligning your actions with your values, you ensure that your responses contribute to the person you aspire to be, rather than a momentary emotional state. Emotional acceptance is crucial too. This doesn't mean resigning yourself to feeling bad. It means accepting that you're feeling a certain way without judgment or immediate reaction. Acceptance allows you to understand your emotions better and manage them proactively. It's like observing the clouds as they pass by in the sky. Notice them, but don't get carried away by the storm. Each of these techniques isn't just about handling a particular emotional moment. They're about cultivating a life where you consistently choose actions that reflect your rational and reasoned decisions. Practicing these techniques regularly can turn them into habits, fundamentally changing how you interact with your emotions and the world. As you integrate these practices into your daily life, you'll find that not only do your emotional responses become more balanced, but your overall sense of well-being improves, allowing you to live more fully in alignment with your Stoic principles. Habit 5. Benefits of choosing actions over emotions. When we choose our actions consciously, aligning them with rational thought rather than fleeting emotions, we cultivate an inner stability that is apparent to those around us. This stability makes us more reliable and trustworthy. In personal relationships, this can deepen bonds as loved ones see us as pillars of strength, capable of supporting them emotionally rather than reacting impulsively to stressful situations. It means that in times of conflict or tension, instead of escalating the situation with emotional reactions, we contribute to resolving it, enhancing the quality and depth of our connections. Professionally, the ability to stay calm and collected under pressure is invaluable. In the workplace, emotions can run high, but the capacity to maintain composure sets leaders apart. Obstacles are not to be avoided, they are to be used as fuel. When you find your purpose and align it with your actions, you become unstoppable. Finding your inner drive starts with understanding why you do what you do. What is your deeper purpose? What is the greater vision that drives you beyond the daily tasks and hurdles? When you connect with this purpose, you don't need to wait for motivation to strike. You can rely on your discipline and determination to keep you moving forward. Take a moment to think about your goals. What are you working toward, and why does it matter to you? When you find that core reason, that deep motivation, you'll find that even on the tough days, you'll have the strength to keep going. You'll be able to tap into your inner drive and push through the challenges that come your way. One of the biggest obstacles to staying motivated is the feeling of being overwhelmed. When you focus only on the big picture and the end result, it can be easy to get discouraged. But here's a simple trick. Break it down. Focus on small, actionable steps. When you take one step at a time, the bigger goal doesn't seem so daunting. Each small win will keep you moving forward, and each step will bring you closer to your purpose. In moments of doubt, ask yourself, why did I start this? Reconnect with your purpose and let that inner drive propel you forward. Motivation will come and go, but purpose and discipline will keep you on track, no matter what. So the next time you feel your motivation slipping, remember that it's not about waiting for that burst of inspiration. It's about pushing through anyway, focusing on your discipline and staying connected to your deeper purpose. Your inner drive is the key to achieving anything you set your mind to. Trust in that and let it guide you. 3. Break the fear barrier. Fear. It's something we all experience at some point in our lives. It can feel paralyzing, overwhelming, and all-consuming. Whether it's the fear of failure, the fear of judgment, or the fear of the unknown, it has a way of holding us back from reaching our true potential. 3. We avoid taking risks, shy away from challenges, and tell ourselves that we're not ready yet. But here's the thing, fear is the barrier between where you are now and where you want to be. The Stoics were well aware of the power of fear. They didn't ignore it. They faced it head-on, using it as fuel for growth. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Fear often stems from our imagination, what we think could happen, what we imagine others might say, or how we picture failure. But in reality, fear is often much worse in our minds than it is in reality. It's a mental construct that holds us back from taking action, from stepping into the unknown and discovering our true capabilities. So how do we overcome fear? The answer isn't to eliminate it completely. That's impossible. Fear will always be there, lurking in the background. The key is learning how to face it, how to use it as a tool for growth, rather than letting it control you. The Stoics believed in embracing adversity. They saw challenges as opportunities to build resilience and strength. In fact, they believed that the more we face our fears and overcome them, the stronger we become. The first step to breaking through the fear barrier is to acknowledge the fear. Don't try to push it away or pretend it doesn't exist. Fear is natural, and it's part of the human experience. When you feel fear, stop and ask yourself, what am I afraid of? Is it failure, rejection, the unknown? By identifying the source of your fear, you take away some of its power. You can start to see that it's not as intimidating as it seems. Once you've identified your fear, shift your perspective. Instead of seeing fear as a roadblock, start to view it as a signal. A signal that you're on the verge of growth, that you're pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone. The things that scare us are often the very things that will lead to our greatest breakthroughs. By leaning into fear rather than avoiding it, you start to break down the barriers that are holding you back. Another key to overcoming fear is taking small, intentional actions. Fear thrives when we stay stagnant, when we don't take any action at all. But when we move forward, even in small steps, we start to gain confidence and diminish the power that fear holds over us. The Stoics taught us that our actions are in our control, even if the outcome is uncertain. Each step you take, no matter how small, is a victory over the fear that's trying to hold you back. Think about the first time you did something that scared you. Maybe it was speaking in front of a crowd, starting a new project, or facing a difficult conversation. In the beginning, the fear felt overwhelming, but once you took that first step, the fear began to fade. You realized that the thing you feared wasn't as powerful as you had imagined. This is the power of action. Once you begin, fear loses its grip. Remember, fear is not your enemy. It's your teacher. It shows you where you need to grow, where you need to push yourself. Don't let it control your life. Face it, embrace it, and use it as fuel to propel you toward your goals. So the next time fear arises, don't shrink away from it. Step into it. Take that first step, even if it's small, and know that with each step you take, you're not just moving toward your goal, you're becoming the person you're meant to be. The person who doesn't let fear dictate their life. 4. Set clear, actionable goals. Have you ever set a big goal, full of excitement and energy, only to find that months later, you're still in the same place, feeling frustrated and stuck? We've all been there. The idea of achieving something great can be thrilling, but without clear, actionable goals, that excitement quickly fades into confusion and overwhelm. It's easy to get lost in the idea of success without knowing exactly how to get there. The problem is that without a clear plan, success remains a distant dream, not a tangible reality. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. They didn't just set lofty ideals, they focused on what they could control and broke their larger goals down into smaller, actionable steps. They believed that without clear goals, we would drift aimlessly, constantly chasing after things that didn't align with our true purpose. The first step in achieving anything is to define exactly what you want. Be specific about your goals. Vague goals like "I want to be successful" or "I want to be healthier" are not enough. To make progress, you need to get detailed. What does success look like for you? What specific health goals do you want to achieve? The more specific your goals are, the clearer your path becomes. But setting goals isn't just about being specific. You need to make sure your goals are also actionable. It's not enough to write down a dream. You need to break it down into steps you can take on a daily or weekly basis. This is where many people fail. They set a big goal, but they don't map out the small necessary actions required to get there. The Stoics believed in focusing on the process, not the outcome. They knew that success is built on small, consistent actions, not on hoping for big, dramatic changes overnight. Let's take an example. Imagine your goal is to write a book. That's a huge, daunting task, and it's easy to get overwhelmed by the enormity of it. But if you break it down, it suddenly becomes more manageable. Start by setting small, achievable milestones. Write 500 words a day or finish one chapter per week. The key is to set goals that are within your control and to make them as actionable as possible. If you focus only on the end result, it will seem too distant to achieve. But when you focus on the smaller steps, each one becomes a win and momentum starts to build. In the Stoic tradition, this process is called virtue. Virtue isn't just about achieving a goal, it's about taking the right actions regardless of the outcome. This isn't about suppressing emotions, but rather managing responses in a way that is considered and constructive. Decisions made in this state are typically more strategic and thoughtful, leading to better outcomes and demonstrating a level of leadership that is respected and often emulated. Furthermore, choosing actions over emotions leads to personal resilience and mental toughness. The Stoics believed that our greatest trials are opportunities for growth. By facing challenges with a calm and composed demeanor, we train ourselves to handle future stresses with greater ease. This resilience can dramatically improve our overall well-being, reducing feelings of anxiety and depression, and increasing our life satisfaction. Essentially, we're not just reacting to life's challenges, we're actively shaping our journey through them. Another significant benefit is the development of self-awareness and self-regulation. These skills allow us to understand our emotional triggers and effectively manage them. This awareness then extends beyond ourselves, improving our empathy and understanding of others' emotions. With this enhanced perception, we can navigate social interactions more skillfully, adapting our responses to suit different situations and personalities. The practice of choosing actions over emotions equips us with tools not just to survive in our world, but to thrive. By embodying the principles of Stoicism, we don't just go through life. We grow through life, continually improving ourselves and positively impacting those around us. Habit 6. Overcoming challenges. Mastering your emotions and consistently choosing rational actions over impulsive reactions is no small feat. It's a profound challenge that requires dedication, patience, and resilience. In this journey, as Stoicism teaches us, we encounter numerous obstacles that test our resolve and our ability to apply philosophical principles to real-life situations. One of the first challenges many of us face is the intensity and immediacy of our emotional reactions. Emotions are powerful and can overwhelm even the most dedicated practitioners of Stoicism. They can surge quickly and unexpectedly, driven by deep-seated habits and instincts that have been reinforced over a lifetime. The key to overcoming this challenge isn't to suppress these emotions, but to acknowledge their presence without allowing them to dictate our actions. This requires a high level of self-awareness and the ability to pause and reflect in the heat of the moment, a skill that is cultivated through consistent practice and mindfulness. You'll be surprised by how much strength and clarity you can find in that quiet space. Recognize your own worth through silence. In the face of rejection, it's easy to start doubting ourselves. We might think, if they don't want me, there must be something wrong with me. Our self-worth can get tangled up in how others perceive us or how we are treated. But here's the hard truth. Your worth is not defined by someone else's opinion of you, and silence is a powerful tool to remind yourself of that. When you stay silent after rejection, you create space to reconnect with your own value, independent of external judgment. www.muji.org. It's a chance to step back, reflect, and remember that your worth doesn't come from approval or validation. It comes from within. Think about how often we tie our self-worth to external factors. How many times have you felt less than because of a rejection? Maybe it was a job offer that didn't come through, a relationship that didn't work out, or an idea that was shot down. These moments can feel like a personal attack, but the truth is, they don't define you. They only define that one moment or situation. By choosing silence, you give yourself the opportunity to detach from the emotional reaction to rejection. Instead of letting it consume you, you take a step back and ask, why, what is my true value apart from this moment? In those quiet moments, you can reconnect with your strengths, your achievements, and your unique qualities. This practice of recognizing your worth through silence is rooted in Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believed that external circumstances, including rejection, should not dictate how we feel about ourselves. Epictetus, a prominent Stoic, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In other words, rejection is a part of life, but your reaction to it is what shapes your sense of self. By staying silent after rejection, you give yourself the time to reflect and remind yourself that your worth is constant, regardless of what happens externally. You don't need others' approval to know who you are or to acknowledge your value. Rejection is just a moment in time. It doesn't define your worth. This doesn't mean you ignore the feedback or the lesson that might come with rejection. Instead, it means you take the time to process the situation without the weight of self-doubt. You separate your identity from the rejection itself and focus on the bigger picture of who you are and what you're capable of. So when rejection comes, instead of reacting in frustration or self-criticism, embrace the silence. Use it as an opportunity to reflect on your true worth. By taking this moment of stillness, you remind yourself that no one's opinion or action can ever diminish your value. Your worth is not tied to the outcome of a single event, and by recognizing this truth, you free yourself from the emotional turmoil that rejection often brings. Silence gives you the space to reconnect with your inner strength and reassert your self-worth, regardless of external circumstances. 3. Let your absence speak louder than words. When faced with rejection, we often feel the urge to explain ourselves, to defend our actions, or to prove our worth. We feel as though words are necessary to mend the situation, to clarify misunderstandings, or to change the other person's perception of us. But sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is say nothing at all. In fact, your silence can speak volumes louder than any words ever could. Think about it: when you stay silent after being rejected, you're letting your absence make the statement for you. There's a subtle power in walking away, in not scrambling for validation or attempting to explain yourself. By remaining silent, you let the other person feel the weight of your absence, and in doing so, you allow them to reflect on the impact of their actions. You don't need to justify yourself or engage in an endless back and forth. Your presence or lack thereof is enough of a response. This silence doesn't mean you're weak or passive. It's a deliberate, powerful choice. When you choose to stay silent, you're asserting your own boundaries, demonstrating that you won't beg for approval, that you won't chase after someone who doesn't see your value. Your absence becomes a reflection of your self-respect and your decision to protect your energy. In Stoic philosophy, the idea of letting action speak louder than words is central. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote about the importance of focusing on one's own behavior and not seeking validation from others. He said the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. In other words, instead of retaliating or seeking justification, the best response is to remain true to your own principles and let your actions, and sometimes your silence, speak for you. The Stoics valued mutual respect and generosity, believing that gratitude fosters harmony and growth. Ask yourself, am I focusing on what I lack, or am I appreciating what I have? How can gratitude shift my perspective today? The creative process isn't just about producing work, it's about appreciating the journey. By cultivating gratitude, you find joy in the act of creating, resilience in the face of challenges, and inspiration in the everyday. As the Stoics teach, true wealth lies not in what you achieve, but in the gratitude you hold for the opportunities along the way. 10. Achieving creative freedom with a Stoic mindset. True creative freedom isn't about having endless time, resources, or opportunities. It's about liberating your mind from the barriers that hold you back. Fear of judgment, perfectionism, procrastination, and self-doubt can weigh heavily on your ability to create. A Stoic mindset, with its emphasis on self-mastery, detachment from external validation, and focus on the present, provides the tools to break free from these constraints and fully express your creative potential. The Stoics believed that freedom begins in the mind. Epictetus taught freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. For creatives, this means letting go of the outcomes you can't dictate, whether your work will be praised, sold, or even understood, and focusing instead on the effort and intention you bring to the process. When you free yourself from the need for external approval, you unlock the joy of creating for its own sake. One of the greatest barriers to creative freedom is the fear of failure. The Stoics remind us that failure isn't something to be feared, but embraced. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. By reframing failure as a necessary part of growth, you allow yourself the freedom to experiment, take risks, and explore without the weight of perfectionism. Each misstep becomes a lesson, bringing you closer to mastery. Another key to creative freedom is detaching from comparisons. In today's hyper-connected world, it's easy to measure your work against others and feel inadequate. The Stoics advise focusing on your own path. Seneca said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." Instead of looking outward, look inward. What unique perspective do you bring? What drives your creative vision? By grounding yourself in your values, you free yourself from the pressure to conform or compete. Time is another constraint that often stifles creativity. We tell ourselves, "I'll create when I have more time," only to find that the perfect moment never comes. The Stoics remind us that time is fleeting and should be used wisely. Marcus Aurelius urged, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." For creatives, this translates to prioritizing your craft, even in small, consistent increments. Instead of waiting for ideal conditions, use the time you have now to create, no matter how limited it may seem. Procrastination is another common hurdle to creative freedom. The Stoics emphasized action as a remedy for stagnation. Epictetus advised, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Start with small, achievable tasks that build momentum. Whether it's sketching an idea, drafting a paragraph, or experimenting with a melody, taking action, however imperfect, frees you from the paralysis of overthinking. Stoic principles also teach the importance of presence. Creativity thrives when you're fully engaged in the moment, unburdened by worries about the past or future. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." When you focus entirely on the task at hand, you enter a state of flow where ideas come naturally and time seems to disappear. Practice mindfulness as you create. Feel the texture of the paintbrush, hear the rhythm of the words, or sense the movement of your hands on an instrument. Presence transforms the act of creating into an experience of freedom and joy. Lastly, true creative freedom comes from embracing the process over the product. The Stoics believed in finding fulfillment in the effort itself, regardless of the outcome. Marcus Aurelius observed, "The fruit of this life is a good character and acts for the common good." For creatives, the fruit of your work isn't just the finished piece. It's the growth, insight, and satisfaction you gain along the way by focusing on the process. Stoic philosophy teaches us to maintain our composure in the face of such reactions. Seneca said, "Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it." Stay calm, set boundaries, and don't let their tantrums dictate your decisions. Entitled individuals also lack gratitude, which is perhaps the most telling sign of their mindset. The moment we shift the focus to our own behavior, we regain control and clarity. People who have many enemies also tend to speak poorly about those they've fallen out with. Instead of reflecting on the situation, they trash talk former friends, colleagues, or acquaintances. For example, you might hear someone constantly recounting how they've been wronged by every person they've ever worked with, or how no one ever understands them. This constant narrative of being the victim reflects a refusal to see things from other perspectives, and it often comes at the expense of their own growth. Stoicism reminds us to remain calm and composed in these situations. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Instead of engaging in their petty squabbles, take the higher road by practicing empathy and understanding, even if you don't agree with the person's behavior. One of the hardest things to do is to watch someone behave in a way that causes constant conflict, and then act surprised when they're isolated or surrounded by enemies. Their tendency to burn bridges can eventually lead to loneliness, and they may try to convince themselves that it's everyone else's fault. But in truth, their lack of self-reflection and their refusal to take responsibility for their actions are what perpetuate the cycle. In Stoicism, we are taught to focus on what is in our control, particularly our own actions. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." It's easy to get caught up in someone else's narrative, but it's important to stay grounded in your own truth and not get lost in the drama they create. These individuals often fail to learn from their mistakes. They repeat the same patterns, burning bridges, speaking ill of others, and distancing themselves from anyone who challenges their behavior. And because they don't learn from past conflicts, they're doomed to repeat them. A family member of mine went through cycles of friend groups, only to end up alone time and time again. Every time they'd start a new relationship, whether professional or personal, the cycle would repeat. They'd create tension, become defensive, and then cut ties, convinced that everyone else was to blame. Stoicism teaches us that growth comes from self-examination, not from avoiding uncomfortable truths. As Epictetus said, it is not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. By confronting our own mistakes, we can break free from cycles of conflict and start building healthier, more constructive relationships. Number 10. They thrive on hate. There are some people who seem to live in a constant state of anger and resentment. It's as if hatred fuels them, and without it, they wouldn't know who they are. These individuals often thrive in environments where negativity is rampant. They focus on flaws, criticize others endlessly, and can't seem to find anything good to say about anyone. Their minds are consumed by the faults and wrongs of others, and they take pride in pointing out imperfections wherever they see them. How often have you gone through your day only to be blindsided by something you didn't expect? A sudden problem at work, an unexpected obstacle in your personal life, or an emotional setback that throws you off course. The truth is, life is unpredictable, and no matter how much we plan, challenges are inevitable. But here's the Stoic secret to making things happen. Prepare for challenges in advance, and you'll be ready to face whatever comes your way. The Stoic practice of Premeditatio Malorum, or the premeditation of evils, teaches us to mentally prepare for obstacles before they arise. Instead of being caught off guard or overwhelmed by setbacks, we anticipate them and think through how we would respond. By doing this, we build emotional resilience and the mental clarity needed to handle difficulties calmly and strategically. It might sound counterintuitive at first. Why would you spend time thinking about challenges and setbacks? Wouldn't that make you anxious or focused on negative outcomes? But Premeditatio Malorum isn't about dwelling on worst-case scenarios. Epictetus once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." This wisdom highlights the importance of simplifying our lives and avoiding the trap of chasing after more than we truly need. By practicing moderation, you create space for consistency, focus, and mental clarity. Instead of exhausting yourself with endless striving or giving into indulgence, you create a sustainable rhythm that allows you to pursue your goals without burning out. You take the time to rest, recharge, and maintain your energy so that you can perform at your best consistently day in and day out. The key to balance is recognizing that everything has its place: work, rest, productivity, relaxation. And each of these needs to be honored without tipping into excess. When you overwork, you burn out. When you overindulge, you feel guilty or sluggish. But when you find balance, you're able to bring your best self to everything you do and still maintain your mental and emotional well-being. So how do you start practicing balance and moderation? Begin by recognizing areas of your life where you tend to overdo it. Whether it's work, food, social media, or something else, start setting boundaries for yourself. Give yourself time to rest. Ensure that you're prioritizing the things that truly matter, while also allowing space for relaxation and rejuvenation. By embracing balance, you'll find that you not only achieve more, but you do so with greater peace and energy. Remember, the middle path is often the strongest path. Embrace moderation and let it guide you toward a more sustainable, fulfilling way of living. 10. Memento Mori. Act like time is running out. How many times have you put something off, thinking, "I'll get to it tomorrow," or "there's plenty of time ahead"? We all tend to procrastinate, assuming that we have endless time to accomplish our goals, fix our mistakes, or pursue our passions. But here's the truth: time is precious, and we're never guaranteed more of it. When we realize that we are just one part of a much larger whole, we stop seeing ourselves as isolated or superior. Instead, we see our place in the world as part of a grander design, a design where our actions contribute to the collective good. This awareness helps us act with more compassion, empathy, and generosity, knowing that the energy we put into the world comes back to us in ways we might not fully understand. To incorporate this habit into your life, take a moment each day to reflect on how your actions contribute to the larger world around you. Ask yourself, how can I serve others today? How does my work contribute to the greater good? Whether it's helping a colleague, being present for a loved one, or making mindful choices that benefit the environment, always remember that your actions are part of the larger web of life. By embracing your universal connection, you stop thinking only about your individual success and start seeing your life as part of a larger mission. A mission that benefits not just yourself, but everyone around you. 14. Train your mind like an athlete. Your mindset determines what you achieve. We often spend hours training our bodies, improving our physical strength, endurance, and abilities. But what about the most important muscle of all, our mind? Just like an athlete dedicates time to physical training, the greatest achievers dedicate time to training their mindset. Your mindset shapes how you approach challenges, how you handle setbacks, and how you ultimately succeed. The 14th habit for making things happen is training your mind like an athlete. Stoicism teaches us that mental strength, like physical strength, is built through consistent practice, focus, and discipline. Your mind is your most powerful tool, and the more you invest in developing it, the greater your capacity to navigate life's challenges with confidence and resilience. Think about how athletes approach their training. They don't expect to perform at their best without putting in the work. Every day they train, pushing their limits and honing their skills. They know that achieving peak performance requires constant practice, focus, and dedication. The same goes for your mind. If you want to cultivate mental strength, resilience, and focus, you need to train your mind regularly. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reminded himself of the importance of mental discipline. He recognized that the quality of our thoughts directly impacts the quality of our lives. He wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Marcus Aurelius, in other words, the way you think, the way you interpret your circumstances, and the way you choose to respond to challenges directly affect your ability to succeed. By training your mind, you equip yourself to handle anything life throws at you with grace and wisdom. One way to start training your mind is through daily reflection and mindfulness. Just as an athlete works on their form, you can work on your mindset by focusing on your thoughts. Are they positive, focused, and aligned with your goals, or are they negative, reactive, and driven by emotion? When you become aware of your thought patterns, you can intentionally shift your mindset toward one that supports growth, resilience, and achievement. In addition to reflection, mental training can include practices like meditation, journaling, or mindfulness exercises. These practices help you develop focus, clarity, and emotional regulation. Skills that will serve you in every area of your life. Just as physical training increases your endurance, mental training increases your ability to stay calm under pressure, to make better decisions, and to persist through difficult times. Another powerful way to train your mind is to constantly challenge it. Put yourself in situations that push your mental limits, whether it's solving a complex problem, learning a new skill, or facing a personal challenge. Thanks for watching. Just like lifting weights makes your muscles stronger, mental challenges make your mind more resilient. The more you challenge your mind, the more capable it becomes. Ultimately, your mindset is the foundation of your success. When you train your mind with the same dedication that an athlete trains their body, you unlock your true potential. A strong mind allows you to face adversity with confidence, learn from setbacks, and continue moving forward toward your goals, no matter how difficult the journey may seem. The Stoics valued mutual respect and generosity, believing that gratitude fosters harmony and growth. Ask yourself, am I focusing on what I lack, or am I appreciating what I have? How can gratitude shift my perspective today? The creative process isn't just about producing work, it's about appreciating the journey. By cultivating gratitude, you find joy in the act of creating, resilience in the face of challenges, and inspiration in the everyday. As the Stoics teach, true wealth lies not in what you achieve, but in the gratitude you hold for the opportunities along the way. 10. Achieving creative freedom with a Stoic mindset. True creative freedom isn't about having endless time, resources, or opportunities. It's about liberating your mind from the barriers that hold you back. Fear of judgment, perfectionism, procrastination, and self-doubt can weigh heavily on your ability to create. A Stoic mindset, with its emphasis on self-mastery, detachment from external validation, and focus on the present, provides the tools to break free from these constraints and fully express your creative potential. The Stoics believed that freedom begins in the mind. Epictetus taught freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. For creatives, this means letting go of the outcomes you can't dictate, whether your work will be praised, sold, or even understood, and focusing instead on the effort and intention you bring to the process. When you free yourself from the need for external approval, you unlock the joy of creating for its own sake. One of the greatest barriers to creative freedom is the fear of failure. The Stoics remind us that failure isn't something to be feared, but embraced. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. By reframing failure as a necessary part of growth, you allow yourself the freedom to experiment, take risks, and explore without the weight of perfectionism. Each misstep becomes a lesson, bringing you closer to mastery. Another key to creative freedom is detaching from comparisons. In today's hyper-connected world, it's easy to measure your work against others and feel inadequate. The Stoics advise focusing on your own path. Seneca said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." Instead of looking outward, look inward. What unique perspective do you bring? What drives your creative vision? By grounding yourself in your values, you free yourself from the pressure to conform or compete. Time is another constraint that often stifles creativity. We tell ourselves, "I'll create when I have more time," only to find that the perfect moment never comes. The Stoics remind us that time is fleeting and should be used wisely. Marcus Aurelius urged, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." For creatives, this translates to prioritizing your craft, even in small, consistent increments. Instead of waiting for ideal conditions, use the time you have now to create, no matter how limited it may seem. Procrastination is another common hurdle to creative freedom. The Stoics emphasized action as a remedy for stagnation. Epictetus advised, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Start with small, achievable tasks that build momentum. Whether it's sketching an idea, drafting a paragraph, or experimenting with a melody, taking action, however imperfect, frees you from the paralysis of overthinking. Stoic principles also teach the importance of presence. Creativity thrives when you're fully engaged in the moment, unburdened by worries about the past or future. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." When you focus entirely on the task at hand, you enter a state of flow where ideas come naturally and time seems to disappear. Practice mindfulness as you create. Feel the texture of the paintbrush, hear the rhythm of the words, or sense the movement of your hands on an instrument. Presence transforms the act of creating into an experience of freedom and joy. Lastly, true creative freedom comes from embracing the process over the product. The Stoics believed in finding fulfillment in the effort itself, regardless of the outcome. Marcus Aurelius observed, "The fruit of this life is a good character and acts for the common good." For creatives, the fruit of your work isn't just the finished piece. It's the growth, insight, and satisfaction you gain along the way by focusing on the process. Stoic philosophy teaches us to maintain our composure in the face of such reactions. Seneca said, "Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it." Stay calm, set boundaries, and don't let their tantrums dictate your decisions. Entitled individuals also lack gratitude, which is perhaps the most telling sign of their mindset. Even when they receive help or benefits, they treat it as something they were owed, rather than a gesture of kindness. For instance, you might go out of your way to support them, and instead of thanking you, they barely acknowledge your effort or even expect more from you. Stoicism places immense value on gratitude as a key to happiness. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not indulge in dreams of having what you do not have, but reckon up the chief of the blessings you do possess." Practicing gratitude not only helps you appreciate life, but also shields you from the entitlement of others. Number 8, they help only when it benefits them. Some people only offer help when there's something in it for them. At first it can be hard to notice, but over time you start to see a pattern. They'll step in when there's a clear personal gain, but when you need support, they suddenly become too busy or unavailable. It's as if their acts of kindness are just transactions. They help because it enhances their image, benefits them directly, or puts them in a position of power. This kind of self-interest can feel like a betrayal, especially when you realize that your well-being is only valuable to them when it serves their own goals. For instance, you might lend a hand to someone in need, only to find that when you're the one going through a tough time, they're nowhere to be found. They might offer excuses or just ignore your requests for help. It becomes clear that their help was more about building a favor bank for themselves than about genuine kindness. Stoicism teaches us to act with integrity regardless of whether there's a benefit to us. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "Let not your mind run on what you lack as much as on what you have." True help comes from a place of selflessness, not self-interest. This transactional approach to helping others can extend to more subtle ways of manipulating situations. They might offer advice that seems helpful, but it's always with the caveat that you owe them something in return. For example, they might help you with a small task at work, but later expect you to cover for them or do something in exchange. Stoics value assistance that comes without strings attached. As Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." Their help is an attempt to control the situation, but your power lies in choosing not to engage in that exchange. It's easy to get frustrated or even angry when you realize you're dealing with someone who only helps when it benefits them. But Stoicism encourages us to maintain our inner peace, no matter how selfish others might be. Instead of harboring resentment, focus on cultivating a generous spirit yourself without the need for anything in return. Seneca wrote, "No man can live happily who has regard to himself alone and transforms everything into a question of his own utility." Helping others is an opportunity to practice virtue, not a transaction to get something in return. Their behavior often creates a sense of imbalance in relationships. You may feel like you're constantly giving while they take, without ever offering anything that doesn't benefit them. For example, they might enjoy the perks of being your friend, but when it's time to offer support, they disappear. This imbalance can drain you emotionally, especially if you're someone who values mutual respect and reciprocity. In these situations, the Stoic approach would be to focus on what you can control, your own actions and responses, while accepting that some people may never offer the same level of kindness. Over time, this kind of behavior can lead you to re-evaluate your relationships. If you're always the one giving and they're only helping when there's something in it for them, it's important to recognize the dynamic and protect your energy. Stoicism teaches us to protect our peace and not allow others to dictate the terms of our relationships. As Marcus Aurelius put it, when you have the opportunity to benefit another person, do so with sincerity and without expecting anything in return. True generosity comes from a place of inner strength, not out of a desire for reciprocity. Number 9, they have many enemies. People who have a trail of enemies in their wake often show us the consequences of their actions, even if they don't realize it. These individuals may present themselves as charming and friendly on the surface, but underneath they leave a path of damaged relationships, unspoken resentments, and unresolved conflicts. They may go on about how others have wronged them, or how they had to cut people off due to misunderstandings. But the truth is, when you consistently have problems with so many different people, the common denominator is usually you. These individuals often live in a world of blame. They accuse others of betrayal, but they never stop to ask why things keep falling apart around them. A friend of mine had someone in their life who was always pointing fingers at others for not understanding or supporting them. But when you looked closely, it was their own actions that were at the root of most conflicts. This person's inability to accept responsibility for their own part in things was a constant source of tension. Stoicism teaches us to take full responsibility for our actions, no matter how difficult it may be. As Epictetus said, we are not disturbed by what happens to us, but by our thoughts about what happens to us. The moment we shift the focus to our own behavior, we regain control and clarity. People who have many enemies also tend to speak poorly about those they've fallen out with. Instead of reflecting on the situation, they trash talk former friends, colleagues, or acquaintances. For example, you might hear someone constantly recounting how they've been wronged by every person they've ever worked with, or how no one ever understands them. This constant narrative of being the victim reflects a refusal to see things from other perspectives, and it often comes at the expense of their own growth. Stoicism reminds us to remain calm and composed in these situations. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Instead of engaging in their petty squabbles, take the higher road by practicing empathy and understanding, even if you don't agree with the person's behavior. One of the hardest things to do is to watch someone behave in a way that causes constant conflict, and then act surprised when they're isolated or surrounded by enemies. Their tendency to burn bridges can eventually lead to loneliness, and they may try to convince themselves that it's everyone else's fault. But in truth, their lack of self-reflection and their refusal to take responsibility for their actions are what perpetuate the cycle. In Stoicism, we are taught to focus on what is in our control, particularly our own actions. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." It's easy to get caught up in someone else's narrative, but it's important to stay grounded in your own truth and not get lost in the drama they create. These individuals often fail to learn from their mistakes. They repeat the same patterns, burning bridges, speaking ill of others, and distancing themselves from anyone who challenges their behavior. And because they don't learn from past conflicts, they're doomed to repeat them. A family member of mine went through cycles of friend groups, only to end up alone time and time again. Every time they'd start a new relationship, whether professional or personal, the cycle would repeat. They'd create tension, become defensive, and then cut ties, convinced that everyone else was to blame. Stoicism teaches us that growth comes from self-examination, not from avoiding uncomfortable truths. As Epictetus said, it is not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. By confronting our own mistakes, we can break free from cycles of conflict and start building healthier, more constructive relationships. Number 10. They thrive on hate. There are some people who seem to live in a constant state of anger and resentment. It's as if hatred fuels them, and without it, they wouldn't know who they are. These individuals often thrive in environments where negativity is rampant. They focus on flaws, criticize others endlessly, and can't seem to find anything good to say about anyone. Their minds are consumed by the faults and wrongs of others, and they take pride in pointing out imperfections wherever they see them. How often have you gone through your day only to be blindsided by something you didn't expect? A sudden problem at work, an unexpected obstacle in your personal life, or an emotional setback that throws you off course. The truth is, life is unpredictable, and no matter how much we plan, challenges are inevitable. But here's the Stoic secret to making things happen. Prepare for challenges in advance, and you'll be ready to face whatever comes your way. The Stoic practice of Premeditatio Malorum, or the premeditation of evils, teaches us to mentally prepare for obstacles before they arise. Instead of being caught off guard or overwhelmed by setbacks, we anticipate them and think through how we would respond. By doing this, we build emotional resilience and the mental clarity needed to handle difficulties calmly and strategically. It might sound counterintuitive at first. Why would you spend time thinking about challenges and setbacks? Wouldn't that make you anxious or focused on negative outcomes? But Premeditatio Malorum isn't about dwelling on worst-case scenarios. Epictetus once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." This wisdom highlights the importance of simplifying our lives and avoiding the trap of chasing after more than we truly need. By practicing moderation, you create space for consistency, focus, and mental clarity. Instead of exhausting yourself with endless striving or giving into indulgence, you create a sustainable rhythm that allows you to pursue your goals without burning out. You take the time to rest, recharge, and maintain your energy so that you can perform at your best consistently, day in and day out. The key to balance is recognizing that everything has its place: work, rest, productivity, relaxation. And each of these needs to be honored without tipping into excess. When you overwork, you burn out. When you overindulge, you feel guilty or sluggish. But when you find balance, you're able to bring your best self to everything you do and still maintain your mental and emotional well-being. So how do you start practicing balance and moderation? Begin by recognizing areas of your life where you tend to overdo it. Whether it's work, food, social media, or something else, start setting boundaries for yourself. Give yourself time to rest. Ensure that you're prioritizing the things that truly matter, while also allowing space for relaxation and rejuvenation. By embracing balance, you'll find that you not only achieve more, but you do so with greater peace and energy. Remember, the middle path is often the strongest path. Embrace moderation and let it guide you toward a more sustainable, fulfilling way of living. 10. Memento Mori. Act like time is running out. How many times have you put something off, thinking, "I'll get to it tomorrow," or "there's plenty of time ahead"? We all tend to procrastinate, assuming that we have endless time to accomplish our goals, fix our mistakes, or pursue our passions. But here's the truth: time is precious, and we're never guaranteed more of it. The 10th habit for making things happen is to embrace the concept of Memento Mori. Remember that you will die. This isn't a morbid reflection, but a powerful reminder that our time on this earth is limited. The Stoics believed that by reflecting on our mortality, we are reminded of the urgency to live a life of purpose, to make every moment count, and to stop wasting time on things that don't truly matter. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, said it best: "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This insight is the key to Stoic resilience. When you focus on how you respond to a situation, you stop letting external circumstances dictate your emotional state. You stop feeling powerless because you recognize that your responses are the only things you truly control. Let's break it down. You can't control what your boss thinks of your performance, but you can control your effort, your focus, and your attitude toward the work you do. You can't control the actions of others, but you can control how you react to their behavior. Instead of getting upset or frustrated when things don't go as planned, you can choose to remain calm and assess the situation rationally. Focusing on what you can control is liberating. It means releasing the mental and emotional burden of trying to control everything, and instead giving your full attention to the things that you can influence. It helps you build emotional resilience because it gives you the strength to remain grounded regardless of external chaos. To apply this Stoic principle, start by identifying what's within your control each day. Make a mental note of the things that are in your hands, your choices, actions, mindset, and direct your energy toward those. Stop wasting time on things outside of your control and watch how much more empowered and at peace you feel. When you focus only on what you can control, you'll begin to make things happen, not because you're trying to control everything, but because you're investing your energy where it truly matters. 4. Live with purpose and excellence. Arete, be your best self. Have you ever had a day where you felt like you were simply going through the motions, doing things just to check them off a list, but never truly feeling fulfilled or proud of your efforts? It's easy to fall into this trap, especially when we get caught up in the demands of life. We often focus on getting things done, but forget the most important part, doing things with purpose and excellence. The fourth habit for making things happen is to live with purpose and excellence. The Stoics, particularly the philosopher Aristotle, emphasized the concept of arete, which means living up to your full potential by consistently striving to be your best self in everything you do. This isn't about perfection. Arete is about focusing on the highest standards, doing everything with integrity, and pursuing excellence in every action, no matter how big or small. When you live with purpose, you don't just go through the motions. You choose how to show up, what you care about, and where you put your energy. Living with purpose means aligning your actions with your deepest values so that every effort, every decision, and every goal contributes to your overall vision of who you want to be and what you want to achieve. Think about it. How often do we give in to mediocrity? We're sometimes content with just good enough because it's easier than pushing ourselves toward excellence. But this attitude can leave us feeling unsatisfied and drained, as we know we're not living up to our true potential. On the other hand, when we choose excellence, we bring our best selves to everything we do. Whether you're working on a project, building relationships, or taking care of your health, Arete means that you're giving your best effort, not for approval or external rewards, but because it aligns with your purpose and values. Excellence in the Stoic sense doesn't mean being flawless. It means being authentic, striving to improve, and doing your best in the circumstances you're in. By embracing Arete, you also stop focusing solely on the outcome. The Stoics knew that true satisfaction comes not from achieving external success, but from being fully present and committed to the process. When you focus on doing your best, regardless of the external result, you give yourself the freedom to pursue your goals with integrity and pride. The outcome will naturally follow when you focus on the quality of your actions. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The perfection of character is in the harmony between your mind and actions." This means that when you are aligned with your purpose, your thoughts and actions become an integrated force, creating both success and satisfaction. By pursuing excellence in all areas of your life, you begin to see not just the results, but also the growth that comes from striving for your highest potential. So how can you apply Arete to your life today? Start by identifying the areas where you can raise your standards, whether it's in your work, personal relationships, or self-care routines. Commit to excellence in the small things. Don't just focus on the end result. Focus on the effort, the intention, and the quality of everything you do. When you live with purpose and excellence, you start to make things happen, not because you're striving for perfection, but because you're consistently showing up as the best version of yourself. And that's where true success is born. 5. Prepare for challenges. Premeditatio Malorum, expect the unexpected. How often have you gone through your day only to be blindsided by something you didn't expect? A sudden problem at work, an unexpected obstacle in your personal life, or an emotional setback that throws you off course. The truth is, life is unpredictable, and no matter how much we plan, challenges are inevitable. But here's the Stoic secret to making things happen. Prepare for challenges in advance, and you'll be ready to face whatever comes your way. The Stoic practice of Premeditatio Malorum, or the premeditation of evils, teaches us to mentally prepare for obstacles before they arise. Instead of being caught off guard or overwhelmed by setbacks, we anticipate them and think through how we would respond. By doing this, we build emotional resilience and the mental clarity needed to handle difficulties calmly and strategically. It might sound counterintuitive at first. Why would you spend time thinking about challenges and setbacks? Wouldn't that make you anxious or focused on negative outcomes? But Premeditatio Malorum isn't about dwelling on worst-case scenarios. It's about mentally preparing yourself to face difficulties with a sense of control without being overwhelmed by fear or surprise. When you've already thought through how you might respond, the actual challenge becomes less intimidating, and you can handle it with confidence and composure. The Stoics believed that we can't control the external events in our lives, but we can control how we prepare for them and how we respond when they come. Marcus Aurelius often practiced premeditatio malorum in his daily reflections. He would imagine the challenges he might face as emperor, whether it was conflict, criticism, or difficult decisions, and prepare himself mentally to meet those challenges with virtue, wisdom, and calm. By anticipating difficulties, he was ready to face them with clarity, no matter how unexpected. For example, before facing a tough day or a major challenge, take a few minutes to think about what might go wrong. What challenges could you face? How might you react? What is within your control to improve the situation? This kind of mental preparation helps you to stay calm when something goes wrong, because you've already considered the possibility and planned your response. Instead of reacting emotionally or being overwhelmed, you are ready to respond strategically and keep moving forward. This practice doesn't mean you should become paranoid or dwell on every potential problem. It's about being realistic and acknowledging that challenges are part of life. The more you mentally prepare, the more you're able to embrace difficulties as part of your journey, rather than viewing them as obstacles. By anticipating the unexpected, you build resilience and are ready to handle whatever comes your way. So the next time you're preparing for a day or a task, take a moment to reflect. What challenges might arise today? How can I prepare myself to face them with grace and composure? By practicing Premeditatio Malorum, you empower yourself to handle life's inevitable obstacles with confidence, transforming challenges into opportunities for growth.